Hi guys and welcome back to the channel. It's time for another video, and today we're talking about why I think UiPath Orchestrator is finally coming out of puberty. And before we get started, of course, if you do like the video, give it a thumbs up. It really does help the channel. And also don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell, because then you'll be notified when I put out new videos. But let's get to it. So in the last few years, a lot of changes have come to Orchestrator. Lots of new capabilities and functions, and sometimes it's been a little bit confusing how things do work. Setting up unattended robots, just all kinds of things that can be kind of tricky. In the last few weeks and months though, UiPath have done a lot of things to sort of mature the product, and that's why I kind of say it's coming out of puberty. It's not quite there yet, but we are seeing some signs that this is going to be a really solid product and it's going to be more easily manageable. So I want to talk about a few of those things. First of all, we get more well-defined groups and roles inside of Orchestrator. The automation users group will be just that, a group of automation users. They won't have access to the Orchestrator UI, and they won't be able to publish automations. That really never made sense in the first place. You'll be able to assign the automation publisher role to those who are okay to publish, but other users will have to rely on people with the right permissions and submit their automations for review and for publishing by those people. There's also a new group coming called citizen developers. They will only be able to publish to their own workspaces and will have automation user rights on other folders. And there's more stuff coming as well. It'll be easier to assign roles to users and other things. And some of these functions are already out in the community edition and will be out on August 28th on the enterprise product. And then stuff is becoming more tenant-centric, if that makes any sense. Things are becoming more configurable at a tenant level. For example, AI units now can be allocated to a tenant. So that gives you more control of who uses how many AI units. And for example, in the apps universe, where before you had to sort of at an organization level, you had to assign which users have access to the app. An app now has to be published to a folder, which lives in a tenant, and then the users who are assigned to that folder will have access to the app. And that's just a huge step up from apps simply living in that organization level. Just a huge, huge improvement, and that has already been rolled out. And then there's this new sort of easy unattended robot setup guide wizard type thing that will really take care of us when we need to set up unattended robot. Those of us who don't set up unattended robots on a daily basis, we always struggle with this stuff. But it takes you step by step through selecting the right machine type and specific machine. It lets you select the right robot account under which to run, and then also lets you select the folders that robot will then be assigned permissions to. And it's a really nice move by UiPath, because as I said, a lot of us don't set up these unattended robots on a daily basis. And when the UI and how you set up robots then change, then this guide can adapt to those changes and still make it easy for us to set up our robots. Thumbs up, UiPath, for that. And also just a couple of things I want to mention. Group level alerts, letting alerts be sent out to users based on their group membership. So we don't have to, on an individual basis, set up our preferences for when we want alerts. Really nice one as well. And then finally, in document understanding in the cloud, that has now been given the big role-based access control treatment. So you can set up inside of the cloud document understanding product who has access to what functions and what data. So you don't have to rely on configuring that inside of AI Center, where it doesn't really belong. It does belong in the document understanding product. So these are just a few signs that I've seen that UiPath is really making an effort to mature the Orchestrator product, make the experience sort of more accessible. They know that a lot of smaller organizations don't work in Orchestrator, all the time. We're not always setting up robots. We're not always configuring permissions and stuff like that. It needs to be easy to do for those of us who do it sort of at intervals. So they're doing that. I hope they continue doing that. And I'll be following it and reporting on it here on the channel. If you like the video, give it a thumbs up, subscribe, notification bell, all of that. And if you have any comments to the video, put them in the comments below. And also feel free to write me on LinkedIn if you have suggestions for a video, tips, tricks, news, announcements, a joke, whatever. Just let me know. Thank you for watching. See you in the next one. Bye.